Good morning, folks. Jordan here at the Nutty Gnome Homestead. Thank you all for coming back, guys. It is September 21st, 2024, and everybody I know has this sinus congestion and allergy thing going on right now. Everybody seems to be pointing to the fields of goldenrod as the culprit, but that is simply not the case. Guys, goldenrod is one of those useful weeds that's going to grow all around the countryside that you can use to help alleviate some of your issues with seasonal allergies. So we're going to bring you guys in close and we're going to talk about some of these benefits of goldenrod. Alright guys, so this is goldenrod. It's got the bright yellow flowers on it. They're absolutely gorgeous. These tall, spindly stalks, tiny little lanceolate leaves. Guys, you will see these growing along roadsides, along the edges of fields, the edges of fence rows. Anywhere where there's been some sort of disturbance, you will see goldenrod growing. One thing you'll notice right away by looking at this cluster of goldenrod flowers is it's covered in insects. See these little guys on here? It is pollinated by insects, not by the wind. Everybody blames this for their seasonal allergies, even though it is not the culprit. This is what people can see, so this is easy to blame. Let me show you guys the culprit for a lot of your seasonal allergies this time of year. Here we go. Guys, this is ragweed. And one thing you'll notice is it's got this greenish yellow little flower on the end of it. You guys can see this one's got a little bit of powdery mildew nestled on it right now. But this ragweed is actually pollinated by the wind. This is what blows through the air and affects everybody's sinuses this time of year, not the goldenrod. Now here you guys will see a pretty big stand of goldenrod here behind me. These things can stretch for miles depending on where you're at. We keep a lot of it mowed down around here, but I do like to leave some for our bees and our pollinators. Guys, goldenrod isn't the issue. Like I said earlier, ragweed is what a lot of people are going to be allergic to. Goldenrod, like I said, the pollen is, or the plants are pollinated by insects, not by the wind. Oftentimes, you will see a cure or a medicine, a natural herb for an ailment next to one of the issues that cause that ailment. For instance, you will often find jewelweed in close proximity to poison ivy. Just like with inflammation, like you may have from this time of year from sinuses or whatnot, you can also find goldenrod in close proximity to ragweed. As you see here, we have our goldenrod right here in the foreground, and further back we have some of our ragweed and also some pokeberries back there, but that's a topic for another day. Guys, we have used goldenrod around here on the farm for many years. It's been used for centuries as an herb for medicinal purposes. We have used it here on the farm. We make a tea out of it. We also use it for our bees. Our bees will actually help fill up. It's one of the last blooming plants of the fall. It's going to bloom for a long time and it's going to produce a lot of food for our bees. However, whenever the bees are making honey from it, it kind of smells like dirty socks. So it is not very appealing. So we usually leave that goldenrod honey for the bees over winter. But what we'll do is we're going to show you guys the part that we harvest and what we're going to do with it. So I'm going to turn you guys around here and we're going to get to work. Alright, so as you guys can see here, we've got one of these goldenrod. It's about 6 foot tall. It's got a nice spindly stalk on it. You guys can see it's got these long lancelet looking leaves. We'll make a tea out of these leaves, and it's actually pretty good. A dollop or two of honey, give it a little bit of sweetness to it. It's not bad. Goldenrod is used as a diuretic. It'll help you flush out extra water, help you urinate a lot. It's also going to help with inflammation. So guys, do your own research. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. I'm just telling you what works for us. So when you're harvesting goldenrod, We harvest very liberally. We do try to leave enough back for our bees to use, but I'm also a little picky about what I take. Any of the leaves that have any kind of dark or discoloration on it, we leave alone. Most of these leaves here look pretty good. They're nice and clean. We will give them a quick wash before we make a tea out of them. But there's some things that you do need to watch out for. Let me take you over here to another patch and I'll show you one of the things you want to watch out for when you're collecting this herb. Alright, so you guys look right here. You see all these little black spots on here, and you look underneath some of these leaves, there's a little bit of rust. You see those bright yellow orange dots on the leaves right here. That's a type of rust, guys. Whenever you're collecting this, if you see that, just leave it alone. It's not worth trying to collect it and sort through it. Go find you a better stand. There's plenty of this stuff. It's everywhere, guys. You don't want to contaminate any of the leaves that you collect. So what we're going to do is we collect some of the leaves. Well, you don't need a whole lot. You can dry some out. You can use it fresh. It'll work either way, guys. We do keep some dried on hand. Usually we keep about a quart jar. That'll get us through the year until it comes back again. There's no need to try to over harvest this, guys. It's pretty prolific. It lasts for a long time. Later in the season, usually by about mid to late October, most of it's going to have a little bit of rust on the leaves, and you're going to have the blooms are starting to die back and not look so pretty. Guys, collect you some of this, make you a tea. Take a tea bowl or a little sachet, fill it up, 8 ounces of boiling water, let it steep for 10-15 minutes, sweeten with honey, squeeze a lemon if you desire. Guys, it's real good for expelling extra water out of your system. It's real good for inflammation. It's also good if you have problems with the UTI or bladder infections or so on and so forth. Guys, do your own research on this. I'm not a doctor. Alright, so this specimen is kind of nestled here in a fence row underneath an oak tree, tucked back into some of this honeysuckle. Guys, these blooms are absolutely gorgeous. We have used these as part of floral arrangements in the house in the fall. You can use the flower heads as well. These are already opened. You try to get the ones that are not opened or just starting to open. They're going to have the most amount of medicinal properties to them. These leaves look pretty good. They're nice and clean. And to harvest these, guys, it's real simple. You can either pick them off or cut the limb and strip them off, guys. It doesn't take long to get a little basket full of these or a bag full of these. Dry it out in one day is all it takes. Then you got a nice, easy to collect medicinal that can help you throughout the rest of the year. So I'm just stripping these leaves right off. Some of these bigger ones, they'll get holes in them. That's okay, but you want to kind of watch out, make sure they don't have a lot of bad spots on them. So we do like the younger leaves. You can get some of these up here. Let me show you guys this. These are blooms getting ready to come out. Those are going to have a lot of the good stuff in it. Those are the ones we want to take. And it doesn't take a whole lot of this stuff to fill up a little sachet or a tea ball or two. A couple of times a day is all it takes, guys. Just like that. That's enough for a cup of tea. Alright guys, it is just that simple. Like I said, pick you a couple handfuls, brew you a cup of tea. It does real good for the inflammation, not only of your sinuses, but various other parts. You can make salves out of this, infused oils, and so on and so forth. Guys, that's a topic for a different day. This is just a quick introduction. So, if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact us down below or get a hold of us over on Nutty Gnome Homestead on Facebook. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. With all the stuff going on in this world, we can help each other be better homesteaders. So, guys, that really is all there is to it. This is a pretty unique herb, one that gets a bad rap, but it really shouldn't. Until next time, get out there and collect your goldenrod. Whenever the inflammation and the ailments hit, you'll be glad you have it on the shelf.